Hello, YouTube. Your 3 favorite presidents are back with another gameplay video. This time around, Joe will be playing some Silent Hill on the original PlayStation. I know all of you have been pushing for us to do this for years, and it's finally here. We hope we don't disappoint.
Well, we all saw Joe choose to play the game on normal, so it will disappoint at least a little, but I'm not a nitpicker.
Donald, you can't nitpick and then say you aren't a nitpicker.
Yes, you can. Saying you aren't a nitpicker negates the nitpicking that preceded it. The same rules apply to doing kind of gay stuff like checking out your friend's muscles in public showers or perhaps saunas.
What about steam rooms?
Now that's much more sus. A steam room doesn't get as hot as a sauna, so it's easier to fool around and therefore more gay seeming. Not that I've ever fooled around in a steam room, and if I did, it would have been with a guy who I was pretty sure was a woman with just like small boobs.
The penis wasn't a dead giveaway?
Barack, it's 2025. Women can have penises. Cheryl really lost the name lottery, didn't she? Her first mother gave her that ass name Alessa. Then she dies and is reborn, and her father gives her the name of either a lesbian truck stop attendant or the woman in your homeowners association who reports noise violations.
Wait, is the attendant at the truck stop a lesbian, or is the truck stop itself a lesbian?
Both, I think, unless, no, I'm pretty sure I meant both.
How can it be both? If you meant both, you would have said the lesbian truck stop attendant who is also a lesbian.
Barack, it's important to keep in mind that my speech is intended for people with godly intelligence like myself. They know what I mean, even if lesser minds like yourself can't comprehend my turns of phrase.
Didn't you get all C's and D's in college?
Tests aren't the only way to measure intelligence. Kind of weird I have to explain that to you. It's usually your people who bark up that tree.
Holy fuck, can the two of you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to focus on the game. It's hard enough without two jackasses yelling about steam rooms and lesbians right in my ears.
Okay, Joe. Sorry, you should have said something earlier. You've been kind of quiet so far this whole video.
That's because I don't want to embarrass myself by getting killed in one of my favorite games in front of our millions of subscribers.
It's actually closer to 7,000, but I can respect your dedication to gaming excellence.
Joe, do you really think you're going to get killed in this game? How badly do you suck at it to fear that? It's pretty easy overall, and right now you're just in the tutorial area where you can't even lose.
That may be the case, but unlike you with the time you played Resident Evil 4, I want to lock in from the very beginning. The number of comments about how pathetic your performance was playing that game was baffling.
Don't worry, I made sure to have ICE give little visits to all those commenters. They won't be squawking out of turn anytime soon.
Yikes, Harry is not in shape. He ran like a quarter mile and he's already breathing really heavily.
It's probably due to air pollution in Silent Hill. Have you seen this town? People say it's fog you see there, but my money is on it being smoke coming from a nearby factory.
What kind of factory?
Who's to say? All I know is I recognize a town ruined by corporate greed when I see it. I should know. I've ruined many towns with my corporate greed. Baltimore used to be quite livable until I got my claws into it.
I will politely repeat my request for the two of you to shut your fucking faces. This part of the game is very dark and the noise is making it harder to see.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing, isn't it? Why would noise in any way make it hard to see, but it's 100% the case.
We could Google it, but my money is on it having to do with our eyes being connected to our ears somehow. Is there like a tendon or nerve between the two? I can't say I've ever heard of that, but I'd believe it. Or maybe the connection is in the brain. Possibly the part of our brain that processes sight is the same that processes sound. And having too much of one, clogs up that part of the brain and makes it difficult to focus on the other.
Interesting hypothesis, Barack. Maybe we can ask the person doing the CAT scan you'll need after I knock you unconscious.
Whoa, Joe, what the fuck is up with you today? You're being really aggressive. This can't all have to do with the game.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I've just been really sad lately.
What is it? You know you can talk to us about anything.
Okay, to be honest, I'm bummed because Big Mouth is getting canceled. Where else am I going to find content like that?
Can you describe what you mean by content like that?
We all know what I mean. Don't forget we're posting this on YouTube. I'm bold, but even I've learned you can't be upfront with every thought and feeling you have.
Glad to see growth in you, Joe. And I wouldn't be too worried. I've heard rumblings that Dan Schneider's coming back to TV. And whatever he's cooking is probably right up your alley.
Oh, shh, everyone. Here comes the hottest babe in all of PlayStation gaming. Damn, a white woman in uniform just does something to me.
I agree that Cybil is hot as fuck. But considering your complexion and community's relationship with law enforcement, I think there are likely some deep-seated psychological issues influencing the half-mast I can see in your pants.
Why are you looking at my pants?
For the hourly erection check?
The what now?
The hourly erection check. The thing we learned about in school. Come on, everyone knows about the hourly erection check. It's when the principal comes around and sees if the boys are,
Donald, where did you go to school again?
New York Military Academy. It's a legitimate institute for secondary education. At least it was until the libs forced it to go co-ed. But back in my day, it was all lads, even the dances. The boys would dance with each other. It was fun. Not sure where I was going with this.
I'd like to find out myself.
Ha, look, even Harry realizes you're being really sus, Donald.
Harry, it's not what you think, pal. Okay, let's watch this cut scene and forget what I was saying.
Girl. Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry.
This is the weirdest conversation. Who talks like this?
White people, I'm assuming.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me.
Why should Harry believe you, Cybil? You're hot, but you're also posed like the two of you are in an X-rated movie. Not exactly screaming trustworthiness. Also, you're a woman.
Donald, you're a bad person.
If I had a nickel for every time someone said that to me, I'd have a lot of nickels, which is a lot, and probably a sign that it may be true.
Harry Mason.
Cybil Bennett.
God, you can just tell that these names were made up by the Japanese. It's like when American movies have a Japanese guy named Suzuki Takahashi or some bullshit like that.
That's actually very generous to American films. They'd more likely name their Japanese character something like Sumo Sushi or Johnny Samurai.
You just know that Quentin Tarantino has a screenplay in a drawer somewhere with a character named Johnny Samurai in it.
Oh, for sure, and hearing you say it back to me makes me feel like that was definitely some small henchman's name in Kill Bill.
Me too. Johnny Samurai sounds really familiar.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
Hey guys, you know something I've always wondered? So Harry is killed by the Grey Children, but he doesn't really die. And he wakes up in the diner with Cybil. So what exactly happened there? We know Harry isn't immortal because he dies in Silent Hill 3. So do they not successfully kill him? Or does Cybil save him? And if she did save him, why is she just it's dangerous out there? And not don't you remember how all those weird things almost killed you?
Yeah, it's confusing, but I've never given it a ton of thought, to be honest. Especially because when you play the game again on the same save file, that section is cut out.
I read a comment on a Facebook post once that said the creators established that the beginning with the Grey Children is a dream created by Alessa.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, but also kind of doesn't. Why does Alessa bother creating that dream? She already created all the monsters in the town, right? So why bother with the dream? Especially since she wants Harry to save her, right? Is it supposed to prep him for the horrors of Silent Hill? Personally, I'd have just let Harry catch some Z's if I were Alessa. Or maybe give him a dream where he's making out with a couple of hot chicks, but whatever.
You're probably overthinking it, Donald.
You can't overthink art, Barack. Does your ass go into the Louvre and tell people they're overthinking the Mona Lisa?
Donald, you're the last one who gets to lecture anyone about art. You once ate a Picasso.
How many times must we adjudicate this? I thought all the different colors might have fun, fruity flavors.
What flavor did you think blue was?
Blueberry, obviously. That's a no-brainer, but it unfortunately just tasted like paint.
And here we go. This is where the rubber meets the road, boys. Watch me do this section, no damage.
You're gonna take damage.
Want to put a wager on it? I bet you one old-fashioned turkey jerk that I pull this shit off clean.
I am gonna not accept that bet, but my prediction stands. I told you so.
Shut up, Donald. My ass was shoved in that tiny corner and that bird just rolled up on me. I did my best.
You could have equipped your gun beforehand.
It's been a little while. I have to relearn certain things.
What's happening to this place?
You know, I used to carry a pocket radio with me during my entire presidency, just in case any Silent Hill-type monsters ever tried to get the drop on me. None did, but I would have been ready with the GAT and the old Barry one too if they had tried.
You also would have been ready with a Secret Service detail.
Nope. The Secret Service was under strict orders not to interfere if I was attacked by malevolent paranormal entities. I wasn't going to let them ruin an iconic survival horror adventure.
That's cool. My Secret Service wouldn't have interfered either, but that's because I usually hid from them. And also they all believed I'd be better off dead.
Sounds like a wise group of people. Joe, where the fuck are you going?
There's a health drink over here.
Oh, gotcha, right. You probably need that after the beating you took from the very first enemy in the game. That's some getting killed by the Goomba tier shit.
Have I told you guys how the first time I played this, I didn't know you could run? And I thought having to walk was part of the atmosphere.
Yes, you've told us a million times.
You think there is lore behind that no parking sign? Like, was parking a big issue there in the past, you think? Or maybe someone was parked there once, and it resulted in a big car crash that killed the hottest girl in school, so they put up the sign in her honor.
I'd like to think it's actually the result of corruption. Maybe one of the business owners in town got angry because a new store drew away his customers, so he ran for mayor of Silent Hill, and his first order upon winning was to put a no parking sign in front of his competitor's business so that it'd be harder for customers to reach the store.
I like that idea. I mean, people get very bogged down in the workings of the religious cult and all that in the town, but I want to know the minutia of Silent Hill. Whose wife is fucking whom? Where's the best place to buy shoes? And what rules does the HOA have about grass height?
Oh, you just fucking know that Dahlia Gillespie is a goddamn bitch about grass height. Her wrinkled ass is probably patrolling the streets every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. with a ruler and a stack of citations.
Yeah, the first time I met her character in the church, I knew she was a real Karen.
How many times do you think she's asked for the manager at Walmart?
Oh, girl, she probably asks for the manager the second she walks in, just so they know to be ready for her torrent of complaints.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook?
It's very convenient for Harry that there's a map to this random small town he can use.
Yeah, it's a little contrived, but it's not like in the Resident Evil games where there are all these maps for a mansion. Like, what purpose does a map to a house serve? Who's going into Spencer Mansion who needs a map? You have to both be someone who is going in unsupervised, but also who isn't familiar with the layout of the house. Old Man Spencer must be a freak to let people who fit those two criteria into his house on such a regular basis that he had to have maps professionally printed.
Interesting, because I always assumed that old man Spencer had the maps made for himself.
Oh, you're going like a dementia angle?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the number of times I got lost in the White House. That place is massive, and if you take a wrong turn, you end up running into a tour group. And when you do that, you have to frantically explain to a group of either senior citizens or students why you are walking around eating ice cream without pants on. Trust me when I tell you that the answer to that question never satisfies people. So, like, having a map would have helped me.
That is assuming that Old Man Spencer is going around his house bottomless eating ice cream, though.
Old people don't have a lot of pleasures in this life. I'm confident it's on his schedule somewhere.
I can confirm it's standard old people stuff. I'm still a good 30 years off being elderly. But even I am starting to get the urge to eat ice cream while being a little freaky.
Donald, are you claiming that you won't be elderly until you're 109 years old?
At the earliest, yes, but more like the low 120s.
That's a really harsh definition of elderly. I didn't really consider myself so until I reached 200 million.
Well, I, being not afraid of old age, know that as much younger as I am than both of you, that I'm knocking on the door of senility if I haven't already reached it.
Whatever you say, Gramps.
Yeah, take that, you little flying fuck. I'm the king at outrunning those things. The key is to zigzag.
I think he heard your taunt and he's out for blood.
Do I look like I'm scared? I have a little girl to save.
Didn't make the observation until now, but it is very funny that Joe is the one who's playing the game where you're trying to find a little girl. I guess he's definitely the one of us who's most motivated by something like that.
And that's your third L, bird boy. Sucks to suck.
Those dogs are really doing a number on you, though.
No, I think they're just playing. Dogs are friendly like that.
Since you've officially entered the 11th Street house, I guess it's safe to say that you aren't doing a 10-star run, because everyone knows a 10-star run has you getting the keys before even coming here.
Well, no fucking duh. I'm not doing a 10-star run. This is a new save file as we talked about the opening sequence for like 5 fucking minutes earlier.
Whoa, chill out, Joe. You could have at least done the 10-star run route.
I could have, but I'm trying to enjoy this game by taking a nice leisurely walk through Silent Hill, like it's my first time playing the game. And I just want to get the lay of the land and not rush things.
That's very admirable, Joe. In this speed-running, trophy-hunting world of gaming, few people take the time to just enjoy a game anymore.
Guys, I feel like I'm being made out to be some kind of villain for just remarking that Joe wasn't doing a 10-star run.
Donald, you know what you were doing. Okay, I'll go that way then. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
You know, Alessa may have destroyed Silent Hill, but at least she made it snow. It's the small things that make life worth living.
Oh, fuck, I completely forgot everything I just said I'd do.
Harry is wild to just be sprinting around town with a piece loosely held in his hand like that. And his running form is terrible. That's some shit you'd see the weird kid at school do between classes.
Yeah, he's really trying to make sure everyone sees his ass. It's a nice ass. I have to give it to him, but this isn't the time to show off the progress you've made in the gym.
Be honest, guys, would you hit that?
Are we talking a guy with that ass, or specifically Harry?
Specifically Harry.
Then yeah, I'd hit that.
Me too. Who could pass up nailing the guy who killed a god with shit he found in the street?
Pretty sure Dahlia Gillespie would pass?
Are we sure, though? Just because he's out to ruin her plans doesn't mean she wouldn't hit that if given the chance. Like she had a hot daughter, which means she probably could get it back in her day.
Yeah, she was certainly hot as a 20-something, but there are tons of hot chicks I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Among the list are Dungeons and Dragons girls, shoujo anime girls, and this one college student who hangs out at the bodega near my building. She always asks me whether I want to see her Garbage Pail Kids cards.
Yikes, that's a real red flag.
Is she at least a serious collector of Garbage Pail Kids cards?
No, it's all commons. Not a single Atom Bomb or Nasty Nick. Heck, I don't think she has anything printed before 2000.
Okay, I'm on board with you there. But are we sure Dahlia Gillespie doesn't have a good Garbage Pail Kids card collection?
I can't see why she would. She spends the whole game having weird meetings and handing out ancient artifacts. You never once see her on eBay looking for lots or bidding on graded cards.
I always assumed that after she leaves you in the church, she goes into a back room to get on the computer and place some bids on cards myself.
I've heard that theory, but I don't think the timing works out. She wouldn't have enough time to get across town after. You guys think Silent Hill has a Taco Bell?
They have a McDonald's ripoff, so maybe. Why do you ask?
I could really go for a box right about now. I like to do the Discovery Lux box, but I swapped the Avocado Ranch Crispy Chicken Burrito for the Spicy Ranchero Crispy Chicken Burrito, and I do chips and guac instead of cinnamon twists.
Donald, you forget that this game takes place in like 1999. The menu was different back then.
All right, can someone pull up an old Taco Bell menu? I want to decide what to order.
Donald, you realize that...
Realize what?
Oh, never mind. Here, this is a menu from the 90s according to Reddit.
Thanks, pal. Okay, let's see what I want. The grande meal looks promising, but it might not be enough food. I could do like a baker's dozen of the chili cheese burritos, but I also want some variety. Maybe I should do the Mexican pizza meal, the nachos, Bel Grande meal, and the steak quesadilla meal. Plus, I'll add half a dozen caramel apple empanadas. Anyone else want something?
Wow, you really butchered the Spanish there.
It's a Taco Bell, Barack. Get a life. So do you want something or not?
Yeah, I'll have a Southwest steak bowl.
I'll just get one of every soda with an extra Pepsi to wash them down.
A meal fit for kings. Okay, Joe, keep an eye out for Taco Bell.
The birds can't stop losing.
So that's the last of the keys, isn't it? You all know what comes next, right?
Yeah, we're finally going to get into the best part of the game, the school.
I love the school. It scares the absolute shit out of me. I even love playing the demo version of it that I have on one of my many PlayStation demo discs. Bloober Team has their work cut out for them in recreating it.
Oh God, don't even get me started on the upcoming remake.
What's wrong, Donald? You think it won't be good?
No, it's not that. I'm sure it's going to be good. Heck, it may even be great depending on how harsh you are in your judgment of video games, but I don't think it will be Silent Hill. Bloober Team did an admirable job in their remake of Silent Hill 2, but they didn't make a Silent Hill game. They made an action game with some Silent Hill paint thrown on it. Sure, I don't love the original, because James Sunderland is a fucking loser, but it's a scary game start to finish. The first moment in the remake I felt any fear remotely comparable to the original game was when I reached the hotel. And I think that was because they kept it basically the same as the original. The rest of the game was a letdown. Again, it's not bad. Well, the prison was ass, but let's set that aside. But it wasn't what I wanted, and I don't think it's what the future of Silent Hill needs. I hope they learn from their mistakes and make the remake of this game better, but it's unlikely.
Those are fair points, but you have to realize video games aren't what they were 20 years ago. Audiences expect certain things, and if you don't give it to them, they won't play.
Jesus, Barack, I can't believe you're towing that line. I expected better from you, especially considering you're a game designer yourself. It's not gamers keeping games stale and unimaginative, it's corporate fat cats. Indie games are going hard, and it's always the daring, bold, outside-the-box games that make a splash these days. Gamers are dying for something that isn't cookie cutter, but the money men won't take a risk. It's a fucking shame.
That's true. Yandere Simulator is just one guy, and it seems like it's going to be my favorite game when it finally comes out.
Okay, I think I'll have to cut that out before I post this video, but yeah, Donald, maybe you're right. Maybe the imaginative games sometimes make a splash, but people also like what they know. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make $40 trillion day one because it's more of the same. Yeah, risks can pay off, but you'd be a fool to say they always do. For every unique game that blows up, dozens end up with 0 active Steam players. At least the Silent Hill 2 remake is getting people into the franchise. I would have loved it to be a bit different, but it doesn't take away from the old games at all, and it keeps the franchise alive. Hopefully, if it stays alive long enough, the perfect new Silent Hill game will be made eventually.
Yeah, whatever, you're right, I guess. I'm just pissed that they made Maria ugly mostly.
Well, I knew there was going to be a shoe drop like that. You're very predictable, Donald.
All right. It's lights out until I reach the school. I don't want any of the many monsters beating my ass, especially since I haven't saved yet.
This pitch black run to the school is iconic. It's easily one of my top 5 favorite parts of the game.
Yeah, making the selective use of the flashlight so essential to getting through unscathed is a touch the designers put in that makes this whole experience a chef's kiss. You can't see the monsters coming with your flashlight off, but you can hear them, so you know they're there, and you know they're out for blood.
Damn, the sound of those wings is making my hair stand on end.
Oh, fucking shit, that dog just scared the piss out of me.
This run is always a little longer than you think it'll be. I worry that I've passed the school every single time.
Whoa, Joe, look out.
Don't forget there are 2 dogs.
And I made it through this bitch, boys.
Call me crazy, but the first shot of the school gives me such a nice, warm feeling inside.
You're not crazy at all, and it's a testament to a good game to say that it, in and of itself, can soften even the hardest of hearts.
Barack, are you saying that I have a hard heart?
Donald, don't get angry at Barack. You know what your doctor said? He told you that you had the hardest heart he'd ever seen.
Yes, but he meant physically on account of all the salt I eat, calcifying the outside of it to an almost impossible level. Barack is trying to imply I'm a cold and uncaring individual.
No, I was referring to the physical hardness of your heart, too.
Oh, never mind then.
Hey, Joe, now might be a good time to ask you how long you intend to keep playing today. Are you going to go through the whole game start to finish?
Nah, probably not. You both know I need to nap every hour or so, so I really couldn't finish it in that time. I'll have to pick it up in the future, but I want to at least get to the second half of the school.
That'll be quite the cliffhanger for our viewers. Do we intend to keep going at some other point?
Well, we'll see. If it gets lots of views, we'll have to, but I might do it either way. It all depends on how I'm feeling and also whether I survive the month.
Hey, Joe, here's the nurse's office. You should save.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Don't listen to him, Joe. Saving is a sign of weakness.
Donald, we don't need your chaos right now.
No, he's right, Barack. I should keep going and trust my gaming skills.
Hey, I love doing little tricks on people.
Now, this is one of the parts of the game that really ruffles my feathers. There's clearly a lot more medicine in that cabinet. Why can't you take it all?
I don't know, it could be...
Hold up, Donald, I got this one. I once met Keiichiro Toyama at a convention, and I asked him that exact question. He told me that the remaining medicines are all suppositories and that Harry never takes it up the ass.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Huh, makes sense, I guess. Even in a survival horror situation, I doubt many guys would voluntarily take suppositories.
That's where you and I differ, Barack. There's nothing gay about a suppository. I have all the medicine my doctor prescribes made in suppository form to prove that fact. It's the ultimate power move to have your medicine alarm go off at 3 p.m. in a Starbucks and to look all the customers dead in the eye as you drop trow and put a blood thinner up your butt.
And the Starbucks employees let that happen?
They have to. Remember a few years back when they kicked out those black guys? Starbucks is on thin fucking ice. You can get away with whatever.
Damn, Joe, you're really using no flashlight a lot.
Don't need it. I know this game like the back of my hand.
That explains why you kept checking the map earlier, I guess.
A school storage room. I have some great memories in places like these.
You spent a lot of time in school storage rooms when you were a student?
No, as an adult, it's the best place to hide from prying eyes.
Yes, I would like to take chemical.
And time to dissolve the severed hand this elementary school has sitting in their science class.
That shit is so weird. Like, this isn't even the other world yet. So one would assume that this severed hand was there before Alessa went bingo bongo in the noggin.
It's a weird town.
You guys think that the point of the lesson they were going to use the hand for involved dissolving it, and we're just successfully performing an elementary school science experiment?
It could have. They had the chemical right there waiting in the storage room.
You see, if American elementary schools had kids dissolving severed hands with chemicals, kids would be more interested in science.
Hard to argue with that logic. Back to the darkness.
You sounded pretty badass saying that, Joe.
You think so? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, like I could see you in a movie about an elderly Batman, and that could be like some climactic line right before you jump out a window and head off to fight the bad guy in the big final confrontation.
That's not a bad idea for a movie. Who has connections with DC? We need to get this film made.
I worked with Netflix for a while. I can ask them if they have any ins with James Gunn.
You know what's weird? James Gunn is basically a household name these days, but if you went back to 2001, his brother Sean Gunn was like 10 times more famous because of his appearances on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, more like 2005 because his character became more prominent in later seasons. But I get what you're saying. And it's one of those strange facts, like telling a 2005 Gilmore Girls fan that the brother of the actor who plays the weird guy would one day end up being simultaneously the most loved and most hated man in superhero movies would get you locked in a psych ward.
One medallion in place. 2 steps to go before you reach the other world.
That's technically true, but I have a feeling the next step is going to take our good friend Joe a little while to figure out.
Why? What's the next? Oh, yeah, it will.
Hey, I can do it. It's just a simple puzzle.
It's the most universally loathed puzzle in the whole game, and you're not exactly the most cognitively aware person in the world.
In Japan, I was. I learned Japanese like super quickly.
Yes, but we basically spoke English with everyone while there. Damn, the PS one was one for the ages. But I don't miss these loading times. This game is like 100 megabytes, and the old boy is still taking a coon's age to move from room to room.
Don't say coon's age, Donald.
I could have used far worse idioms. Be thankful I used only the kind of sus one. Okay, Joe, time to prove yourself.
Gladly.
You can do it, Joe. I believe in you.
Oh boy, I'm actually feeling kind of nervous. Let me take a look at this riddle and see if I can figure this fella out. A Tale of Birds Without a Voice, such a classic tale. I remember reading this back in elementary school. The year was 1585, and I was the oldest second grader in Fräulein Schmidt's class. The other boys and girls would always mock my crow's feet and receding hairline, but I didn't take any notice. That was until one day when we were at recess and we got word via scroll bearer that Pope Gregory XIII had died a fortnight hence. Naturally, this was bad news as he and I had a death pact, so
Yeah, Joe, now feels like a good time to just focus on the puzzle.
Fine. Well, it shouldn't be that hard. Let me meander over to this piano and tickle the keys a little. Okay, let's start by finding the keys that are broken. Not that one, I guess. Yikes, not starting off so hot. Oh, wait, just check that one. That's 4. Where's number 5? All right, you're cooking with gas now, Joey. So what was the story with those birds? There was something about a lazy bird, right? I'm guessing he's black-coated. And odds are one of the birds is gay, but which one? It feels important to the puzzle. Huh, well messed up the first time. Let's give it another go. Where's that gay bird?
Joe, do you need help?
Shh, Barry, just let him think. It's fascinating, like staring into an infinite abyss of emptiness.
And boom goes the dynamite.
But what? How? How did he do it?
I suppose even a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's me, a broken cock.
I'm still so confused. I was fully prepared for us to die waiting on Joe to finish that puzzle. I'm not even exaggerating. I was texting my lawyer, asking him to help me finalize some things in my will. If you're wondering, I'm leaving it all to Barron. I don't care for the boy, but I owe him after cursing him to grow for all eternity. We've consulted a doctor as well as an expert in the paranormal, and they both expect him to reach 400 feet by his 30th birthday. It's going to be some real Clifford shit.
Is he also going to turn red?
No, but I suggested he paint himself or maybe get tattooed red all over his body because it would be funny, and also allow him to play Clifford in parades and such. Yes, I'm all in on the Clifford angle. It's the silver lining for sure.
Those gray children scare the bejesus out of me. Walking around with their little knives, not hearing you sneak right behind them, but ready to strike the moment they do.
I like the gray children because they teach a good lesson about teamwork.
What?
Well, they come in pairs or some form of group generally. And they always start by having one of them grab you and hold you in place while the others go at you with knives. If they all acted simply on their own, wildly swinging their knives, they'd be far less successful. But by knowing the first on the scene is on grabbing duty, they can be much more effective. I'm assuming they had a group meeting to strategize.
Was the meeting in the school, you think?
It could have been. It was perhaps in the courtyard or possibly the weird basement where Split Head is. There are quite a few of them, so I doubt a single classroom would have been large enough. But they clearly found a place because they operate like a well-oiled machine.
What if the plan was communicated over a memo instead?
No, a memo's out of the question. The consistency with which they perform shows that a visual demonstration was conducted.
Maybe it was a video memo featuring a demonstration that was distributed through VHS tapes.
Look, we could spend all day coming up with possibilities, tapes being one of them. But I'm trying to approach this from the most cost-effective angle. And an in-person meeting before Harry arrived at the school seems like the winner to me.
How's that dual shock treating you, Joe? It pulsing up a storm?
Something's pulsing, but I can't tell if it's the controller or my balls.
Do you normally have trouble telling between controllers and balls?
Yeah, it's a real problem.
Stick to the wall, Joe, and you're home free. You've almost made it to the other world. Congrats.
Yeah, but I'll still have a little while until I can reach the nurse's room to save.
I'll reluctantly say that while you're playing on normal, and you've been checking the map like crazy, you've played pretty well so far. You're able to navigate effectively without the flashlight, and you're showing a decent familiarity with the beats of the gameplay. Overall, I'd rank your performance so far as a 3 or 4 on a scale of 1 to 10.
A 3 or 4 is pretty well?
Not everyone is obsessed with your coddling Western ranking system, where mediocre films get 80s on Rotten Tomatoes and mid-games are given 9s by Game Informer. I take my rating seriously. A 3 or 4 is an admirable job. If you want a 7 or 8, let alone anything above that, you need to genuinely knock my socks off, and I have my socks on tight.
Do you wear sock garters?
I do. A sock garter is an important accoutrement to a fashionable man's wardrobe. Some people may call them lame, but hockey players wear them sometimes, and it's hard to get more manly than a hockey player. Like while basketball players get into tantrums over briefly touching one another, hockey players touch each other all the time, like real men do. They touch each other all over, from top to bottom, all the parts of the body. Real men aren't afraid to touch men all over the body. The point I'm making is that I have a strict rating system.
Sometimes I wonder if guys in the 1800s had conversations like ours, or if being a little gay secretly is a new thing.
I'm sure they did. Cowboys. Ever see Brokeback Mountain? I bet that was the rule, not the exception. What else are you gonna do surrounded by only men and horses? Fuck the horses? Maybe, but that's not everyone's cup of tea.
Did I ever tell you guys how I witnessed the death of Catherine the Great? It was by horse sex, but not in the way you think. Catherine the Great was the one giving it to the horse, not the other way around.
How did that kill her?
The horse kicked her in the face, obviously. Everyone knows not to stand behind a spooked horse, but old Kathy liked to challenge fate.
I suspect that's how Nancy Pelosi will go.
Yeah, I could see that.
Honestly, Harry doesn't have much reason to be confused so far. After all he's seen, the courtyard of the other world isn't exactly some mind-blowing location. It's almost identical to the courtyard of the regular school, and less scary too since it doesn't have gray children.
I don't remember this being here before.
I do. It was definitely there before. You're misremembering, Harry, you crazy person.
Are you trying to gaslight Harry?
I don't know. Is it working?
Joe, it already said it's locked, and you should know that it is. You have to go around.
But the nurse's office is right there, and I want to save. I'm feeling something happening in my stomach. It might be from the Jollibee, and it's best I get to a bathroom immediately.
I could take over while you take care of whatever you need to take care of.
No, this is my playthrough. I need to do it myself, but I'll be quick.
Taking a detour for unnecessary ammo and health is being quick.
I'll want it later on. Don't want to shoot myself in the foot and have to restart the whole game before the final boss like Barack had to with Code Veronica.
I told you to that in confidence, and you always rub it in my face.
How could we not? It's like the biggest L one can take in a game.
Oh, fuck.
Remember when I said you were playing well earlier? I take that back. You're more at a 1 or 2 level now with me leaning toward 1.
I just forgot which rooms were locked and which weren't. It's a complicated path at times.
I genuinely wonder how many people were able to figure out half the puzzles in these games way back when. Like, how are you supposed to know you need this ball and that you need to shove it in a hole on the roof?
You were supposed to know you needed the ball because it's bright pink and clearly sticks out from the background, and of course you have to shove it in a hole. What were you going to do? Use it to lure children? Harry isn't Joe.
That is what I would use the ball for personally.
Yeah, it's a solid 1 rating for you now, pal.
I have to go to the bathroom. Cut me some slack.
Did we cut Neil Armstrong some slack when he had to go to the bathroom during the moon landing?
Yes?
Exactly, it's called a skill issue.
Oh, come on, give me a break. I just want to get to the nurse's office to save. I hate those bugs so much.
They're better than gray children, at least. Basically can't kill you unless you put down the controller and leave the room. Well, as Joe is approaching the nurse's office, I think this is going to be the end of our video in a minute or two. Does anyone want to say anything to our viewers?
Yeah, I'd encourage them to not be put off by the subpar gameplay they've seen today. We will cover other games, especially survival horror games in the near future, I'm sure. And they won't all be played by sleepy, creepy, can't play a game for his life Joe here. Big Daddy is going to probably take the next one, considering we had Barack with the Goon game, and Joe with this one. Get ready for some God-tier gaming skills on this channel. You can take that to the bank. It's a promise good as gold.
I would warn our viewers that that promise may not be good as gold, but that doesn't mean we won't still have some fun times watching Donald figure out that he's supposed to hold the controller, not put it in his mouth like a toddler. And no matter who is playing a game, you'll have the 3 of us commentating the whole time. And who knows? We might have some special guests in the future. George knows a thing about Resident Evil, so he could be fun. And we also have a huge assortment of friends of all shapes and sizes.
I wish to issue you all an apology. You have not seen me at my best today due to some bathroom problems, but I can assure you that if I return to Silent Hill in the future, and please let us know if that's something you'd like to see, I'll make sure that I deal with any potential issues beforehand and come to the game focused and ready to do my best for my own sake, but also for the enjoyment of our viewers.
Joe, you're right there. You don't need to stop and look at the map for the upteenth time.
Donald, get out of my fucking head and let me do what I'm doing. Yeah, this is not where I was planning on going.
Unbelievable. You were just looking at the map and you still ended up in the wrong room.
This mess up is embarrassing, I'm not going to lie, and it came right at the end after you promised to play better.
Forget it, I got here eventually and I can finally save, which means I can run off to the bathroom and figure out why anyone ever thought Filipino fast food was a good idea. Fast food should be more chemical and not predictably edible like whatever Burger King has going on in that kitchen.
Being unable to handle fast food is another skill issue. Speaking of, did someone write down my Taco Bell order? Because if Joe finds one when he continues this game, I want to make sure that I can get those empanadas.
Wonderful way to end this video. See you, everyone.